Victor Newman's latest move against Kane Ashby marks one of the darkest chapters in his long history of power plays, and it sends shockwaves through everyone who learns what he's planning, especially Chelsea Lawson. This isn't just another hostile takeover or backroom deal. Victor is deliberately weaponizing family, and that revelation fundamentally changes how his actions are perceived, even by people who have tolerated his ruthlessness in the past. Chelsea's reaction is intense because she understands exactly what Victor is doing. She knows how deeply protective Kane is of his children and how far he would go to keep them safe. When she realizes Victor is willing to orchestrate a kidnapping plot, or at the very least the credible threat of one, her trust in Victor collapses. To Chelsea, this crosses a moral line that can't be justified as strategy or business warfare. It exposes Victor's belief that control matters more than human cost, and that realization horrifies her. Victor's decision to use Maddie and Charlie Ashby as leverage is not accidental or impulsive. It is carefully calculated psychological warfare. Kane can endure attacks on his career, reputation, or finances, but his children are his greatest vulnerability. By dragging the twins into the conflict, Victor forces Kane into a position where logic and strategy no longer matter. Fear takes over. Every move Kane makes becomes reactive instead of strategic, and that is exactly what Victor wants. Even the suggestion that Maddie and Charlie could be in danger is enough to paralyze Kane and push him toward compliance. What makes the scheme even more insidious is Victor's ability to mask his manipulation. He may present himself as a protector or concerned ally to the twins, creating the illusion that they are safe because of him, not threatened by him. This allows Victor to maintain plausible deniability while still tightening his grip on Kane. The power doesn't come from physical harm, it comes from control, intimidation, and the constant reminder that Victor is always several steps ahead. Victor may also expand his leverage by pulling Lily Winters into the situation. Lily's involvement complicates everything on an emotional level. Kane still cares deeply about her, and Victor knows that Lily's trust is another pressure point he can exploit. Since Lily and the twins are currently aligned with Victor, he can manipulate events in a way that looks supportive on the surface while actually serving his own agenda. Kane is then forced to choose between challenging Victor and risking Lily and his children, or backing down to keep his family intact. The use of Lily and the twins also gives Victor an advantage in public perception. If Kane pushes back too hard, Victor can paint him as the reckless one, someone endangering his own family by refusing to cooperate. This narrative traps Kane not only emotionally but socially and morally, making it harder for him to expose Victor without seeming desperate or unstable. Chelsea sees all of this unfolding, and it leaves her deeply shaken. She realizes Victor isn't reacting out of anger or revenge. He's executing a long-term plan designed to break Kane psychologically. That understanding is what makes her reaction so strong. Victor isn't just trying to win, he's trying to crush Kane's sense of security, identity, and fatherhood. The consequences of this scheme extend far beyond Kane. Maddie and Charlie, whether they realize it or not, are being pulled into a dangerous adult conflict that could leave lasting emotional scars. Lily risks becoming a pawn in a game she doesn't fully understand. And Victor risks alienating anyone who still believed there were limits he wouldn't cross. If Victor succeeds, Kane may be forced to surrender everything: his plans, his power, and possibly his dignity, to protect his family. If Victor fails, the fallout could expose him as a man who endangered children to satisfy his need for dominance, a revelation that could permanently damage his relationships and legacy. Ultimately, this storyline reinforces why Victor Newman remains the most feared figure in Genoa City. His greatest weapon has never been money or influence. It's his willingness to exploit the people others love most. Chelsea's shocking reaction isn't just about what Victor is doing now. It's about realizing that once he chooses this path, there may be no line left that he won't cross.